Alright, I believe we have our first versus friend game on TCG anyway, and we're going to be playing against Maria in a mirror match with the deck I played in the previous video, Napoleon and Kingdra. And we do have different builds, however. I just kind of heard her talking about it, and I was like, okay, I'll throw some sort of a build together, and I just wound up putting in just those two. It's just Napoleon and Kingdra, just those lines, and I guess one Execute if you want to count that too, but certainly don't use that as a bench Pokemon. So we're going to start out with a Horsey, and ordinarily it's like, oh no, I'm going to get right and knuckled, but since we know this is a mirror match, we know we're not under too much duress. So we have a Juniper in this opening hand, and I probably would have been content to play that, except under a Seadra, so I think I'm actually going to hold off. I'm not really going to be under any threat to get turn 1, so we'll just hold off, evolve into Seadra next turn, then go ahead and Juniper then. So we're just going to do a quick little Fin Smack, probably going to be some relevant damage, but if we can do some damage, let's go ahead and do it, eh? Unfortunately, we do not get a Piplup down, and, let's, we're going to have to Juniper away a Primplup, it looks like. So she's going to Ultra Ball for a Piplup herself, however, and as well as Juniper to go with that. And she's going to Level Ball. It's a card that I actually don't have in my deck. I probably should, but I don't. And it's going to bring out an Emolga, which is... yeah, Call for Family. This is a deck, of course, that revolves around building up a lot of Pokemon in play. You want to try to fill up your bench and hope your opponent does the same, which, looky, this is a mirror match, so yeah, I'm probably going to be trying to do that. But at the same time, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Whatever's good for her is going to be good for me. So, with the switch and the attachment, she does get the turn 1 Call for Family, gets 2 Horsey and 2 Piplup in play, so she's going to be in it's a pretty good board state to be in at the end of turn 1, I guess, especially when your attackers only need 1 energy. You can only attach 1 energy a turn, but you can evolve as many of your Pokemon in play as you want, so that's what you gotta try to focus on building up. So unfortunately, I drew my second catcher there, and so I just went ahead and played one and Junipered the other one away. And here, I think I get a little bit too overzealous. You see, I drew 2 basics off that, and I'm like, okay, let's throw them both down. But I didn't think about the possible ramifications of this, and as I kind of fear here, it's a rare candy into Napoleon, and looky, there are 8 Pokemon in play. If I just held on to, say, that Horsey on the bench, there would only be 7 in play, and it could still potentially get the knockout with Attack Command. As you see, it does 80 damage there, but at least it would force her to bench another Pokemon, which it looks like she did not have. So yeah, I should have held on to that Horsey there, and I would have actually had a Kingdra into play on this turn. That would have been way better. I could have at least gotten a Tri-Bullet off, although I might have immediately died. But anyway, this Napoleon is currently swinging for enough damage to one-shot my basics. I don't play any big basics that can actually have more than 60 HP, so this Napoleon is definitely going to be getting some knockouts, and I'm just going to have to hope with that in. We do have a Napoleon I can threaten on the next turn. As we see, there's a rare candy Kingdra and a rare candy Napoleon. So turn 3, and she's got triple stage 2s, and another Juniper comes in. And yeah, she's in a commanding lead right now. She's got 3 stage 2s. I've got 3 unevolved basics. This is not looking very good whatsoever. She also has access to 2 diving draws, so it's not really going to be that effective to try to end her hand away. She's just going to be able to pull that back up. But there's an Ultra Ball for a Plasma Blast Cure Me X. Certainly a very curious addition. You got this deck with stage 2s that require just 1 energy to attack, and good grief, there's a 4th stage 2 comes down. But anyway, shiny Napoleon. Yeah, the Cure Me X, it's a big basic as opposed to all these little weenies. It can soak up some damage. It does have the Outrage attack, does 30 plus however much damage is on it, so it's fairly cheap. And also, it kind of has some synergy with Kingdra. This does discard its energy, which is good for Dragon Vortex. Powers that up. And, Kingdra's max stuff for 30. Well, it often leaves the X's with 150 or less. So, can do some mop-up duty or just do some setup duty for future Tri-Bullets. But anyway, so I'm going to Skyla for an Ultra Ball. And, yeah, we're going to get an Napoleon attacking this turn and at least have some sort of response. So we're going to Ultra Ball away a catcher. That's 2 catchers wasted, and arguably 3. The first one was actually not that necessary. And I'm actually going to get rid of a Piplup here. I decided to hold on to the rare candies. We need to use this energy retrieval to get back a water. Since the rare candies, I can't really recycle those. I do have a dowsing machine, but I have Super Rod that I can use to get back the Piplup, so it's a little bit more recyclable. So I just decided to hold on to the rare candy. So we're just gonna hit this Empoleon for 80, and yeah, I got one card in my hand. It's a rare candy. It's not gonna be very useful right now. It's a Float Stone on the active Empoleon and an N, so bringing me from 1 card to 6, and in fact I draw my rare candy back. And we've got a Horsey rare candy Kingdra coming up a couple of turns anyway. There's a computer search. See what this might go for. I already played an N this turn, so it's not going to be for a Juniper or anything. And see what was important enough to computer search. There's a Diving Draw Away and Execute, so Gold Egg, and yep, Empoleon and Execute work beautifully together. As you, if you watched last video, you're probably aware of that. And yeah, I'm curious as to why that Floatstone went down on that Empoleon here, especially since it just straight up attacks. I would think that you'd want to put it on that 3 retreat QRMBX on the bench. That's the only thing on your side that can't attack for a single energy card, but I guess now it's got 1 on it, so I will be able to attack for 1 more. So we got a Colress in the hand now. I think that's what we drew. And yeah, I think we're not going to, but we're just going to throw down that Horsey and not really play anything else. I don't think we're going to advance stuff too much. Beyond that, there is another Juniper, and she's actually getting pretty low on cards over there. And yeah, this Kingdra can actually set up. There's a Floatstone on another Floatstone on Empoleon rather than Kyurem, which is curious. And yeah, actually everything on my side of the field right now has 60 HP. As we see, she actually retreats that energy off the Kingdra. I can only imagine that is there to power up Dragon Vortex, get some more water energy in the discard pile. We see another Diving Draw, really getting low on energy. Getting another Horsey ready. And yep, there's 30, 30, 30, and everything on my field now has 30 HP. So fortunately, we do have a rare candy Kingdra, so it's going to bring that out of KO range from a Tri-Bullet for 3 prizes. That's brutal, especially against the non-EX deck. We can use our last catcher, and I think we might try to use it defensively. Might be a good idea. We are going to look for a switch with this Skyla, and I think we're going to switch into Kingdra. And yeah, our game plan here is going to be to catch up this Kyurem EX. She's already kind of maybe wasted 2 Floatstones, you might say. I don't know why those didn't go on to the Kyurem EX, but here it is. Hopefully we can strand it active. I think she's played at least 1 switch on the first turn and 2 Floatstones, and everything in the deck attacks for 1 energy, so you wouldn't think there would need to be too much switching cards. Everything should be able to attack that gets captured up, except this Kyurem, but because of that, perhaps she does run a higher count of stuff, so we're just going to Tri-Bullet around the Kyurem EX. You do not have to target the active with Tri-Bullet. You can just peg 3 bench Pokemon for 30 damage. Pretty good. And we're going to hope that Kyurem EX just chills up there and outrages me for 30, is what I'm going to hope right about now. But there comes a switch, and yeah. So my Piplup might go down here, but she actually retreats the energy off. Just like last turn, I guess trying to fuel up that, the Dragon Vortex attack, and she's gonna need to attach an energy here to actually attack. So a bit of a risky play there, especially she Diving Draw is probably trying to fish for an energy, and looks like she whiffs. So risky, kind of an unnecessary risk, I guess. Could have just waited to retreat, perhaps, but it's going to cost her an attack, and it's going to cost her a knockout on this Piplup for sure. We're going to... What are we going to do? I'd like to try to hit a rare candy Empoleon right now, so there might be a Colress. Might be a Colress. I don't think N's going to be... No, we're not probably going to Colress if we play a supporter. Mentioned something about he was actually a big pain for this deck. Sometimes you can build massive hands. I think last game I had like a 10 or 15 card hand, so having to discard down to 5 would be horrible. Although in this particular case right now, he would just draw her 1 more card. So what do we get here? We get, after this Colorist, we get 2 more basics, and Max Potion. I could use that to save somebody. I should probably play that on the Empoleon, since that's got heavy damage on it. And even though we have these 2 basics, I'm actually going to Ultra Ball them away and take out this Piplup to prevent the Tri-Bullet KO on that Piplup. And we're going to Tri-Bullet again, just build some damage around the board. That's mainly what we're focused on here, since this Kingdra active actually does not have any energy attached to it. And I think for a while, I'm going to go ahead and take a knockout on this Horsey, and also get that Emolga pegged a little bit. And, you know, I have to think about the bench or the active Kingdra, and ultimately I decided to go with the active Kingdra since that will apply weakness. Of course, Dragon's weak to Dragon, so it's going to get me 60 damage on board. It's going to be more overall. So we get a prize off that Horsey, and it's a rare candy, which, hey, that would have been nice to have on the previous turn, you know. But, oh well, we got an Empoleon next turn anyway, and right about now I notice, I have a max potion here that I should have played on that Empoleon. However, if you notice, she actually was out of cards in her deck, so even though, you know, maybe a Tri-Bullet would have been nice to pull off there, she had to use Dragon Vortex to avoid decking out. It's, one of the dangers with Empoleon is, you know, you get a little bit too happy with diving draws, and you can easily deck out. So her deck is all water energy now, but since she did just refill it, we're going to go ahead and end while it's still kind of useful. And what are we looking for here? We were able to max potion that turn, and then reattach an energy to get back with a fresh Empoleon. Looks like we might be trying to go for execute here, but we're just going to go ahead and take the knockout with attack command. And yeah, we've tied up the game at 3 prizes apiece, and we've got 2 Empoleons that are relatively healthy. And hopefully we can maybe get something else out. She's going to take 3 more prizes, so it would be nice to get another Pokemon in play. Another energy comes down onto the Kyurem. It's going to outrage for 30. And yeah, you know, when I had Kingdra out, that was pretty nice. You know, being able to snipe around the Kyurem while it just hits me for 30. That I don't mind very much at all. But with Empoleon, no option to snipe around it. I'm just going to have to attack it head on. And that means I'm going to be getting hit back for however much damage that Kyurem EX I cruise on it, plus 30 more. So that's going to get really dangerous really quick. So we're in a Skyla here, and I don't actually have anything that could help my board state right now, so I'm just going to get the Super Rod. We have 4 Horsey in the discard pile. I see I have some rare candy left in there, so I think there might have been an Empoleon too. So we're going to put Super Rod back in. I think it's 2 Horsey and 1 Piplup. And we have plenty of energy in the hand. Think about, do we want to go ahead and Diving Draw? I would like to try to get Execute out. He's been hiding the entire game and making my diving draws not as effective. Thinking about it. And we do have some spare energy, so we can get rid of that. And looks like we drop one of those. And I think I'll just call it at that. I don't want to discard too much energy. Looks like this End is... Oh yeah, I guess, you know, End's not really going to be that effective at drawing cards for either of us, and both of us have access to Empoleon, so it's not really going to give us too terrible card disadvantage, I guess. So End's going to be fairly worthless. Puts another energy onto the Cure. I'm getting ready for a Giga Frost. I think that's the name of the attack, but actually Outrage is probably going to be superior at any rate. There's Execute. See, thanks to Empoleon digging down 4 extra cards, I was able to draw into Execute finally. And now that Execute is in circulation, he's just going to be used for free diving draws. Who doesn't like free diving draws? You know what I don't like? I don't like not drawing my basics. I have 4 cards left in my deck, and 3 of them are basic Pokemon. Or, yeah, 4 cards left in the deck, and 3 of them are basic Pokemon. We got rare candies in the hand, we have stage 2s in the hand, but no basics on the field. So we look at this Kyurem's HP total left, and we should be able to 2-hit KO it from here. There are 6 total Pokemon in play. And come on, surely I'm going to draw a basic next turn, so that'll get it back to 6 in play after she takes a knockout here. Looks like I really want to get, if I really want to, I can get one of these basic Pokemon in play. So we're going to use Execute here. Got a Dowsing Machine, and this is, I guess, kind of where I wish I had played Level Ball, but Execute's going to help out anyway. We're going to take a quick look through, and we're going to take Ultra Ball. And then we're going to use Execute again for, I believe, the 4th time this turn. Very eventful turns can happen when you get Execute and play an Empoleon, as you can see. Gonna get rid of him again, and something else. Didn't quite catch what it was. Probably a Water Energy, but I'm not quite sure. And we're going to get out a Horsey, actually. Maybe we can have this Kingdra do mop-up duty. Either do it with sniping, or, you know, take the last big knockout with Dragon Vortex. So we're just going to attack into this Kyurem. And, you know, it is an EX, of course, so once we knock it out, we really only have to knock out one more thing. And, yeah, Kingdra can do that, no problem. My discard pile has quite a few water energy in it. And she only has 2 cards left in the deck, but I think we might be able to close out the game before then. You know, she's not likely to actually deck out, since you can always just use Kingdra to shuffle in the water energies again. Let's see, I think we're actually going to push up this Empoleon And Rare Candy into the Kingdra. And yeah, Empoleon's what we need to do to take this knockout. We need to do, I believe, 50 damage to this Q-Room to knock it out. We did like 60, 70, so 50 more. It's got 180. So we're just going to go ahead and attach a second water, actually, to this Empoleon. I already got one water onto the Kingdra, so if we need to, like, something funky, we need to retreat it to get a one shot. You know, that'll, Empoleon does have a 2 retreat cost, actually. So we need to bring it back with that. But she's going to push up a Kingdra here. And yeah, I think we kind of have a checkmate here. Kingdra, you know, we've got plenty of water energy in the discard pile. I think probably at least I don't know, at least 6 or 7. I guess we'll see momentarily. But yeah, Dragon Vortex, we should be able to really knock out anything, and we only have 1 prize left. So there's 160 from her Dragon Vortex. It's gonna knock out Empoleon, but go down to 1 prize. But yeah, we're just gonna Ultra Ball away this last water energy. I think we already have enough, but just to make absolutely sure. 1 card left in the deck. It's a Piplup. We'll just fail search it. And yeah, so we were down in a big hole early. What was that? 4 stage 2s out on the 3rd turn. But 320, so that's 160. That's 8 water energy in the discard pile. Certainly enough to get the knockout with a Dragon Vortex coming in for the last prize. So we were definitely in a big hole, but able to claw our way out of it. You know, crucial whiff on that energy there. Missing a turn of attacking and really just opening the door. And we ran through that door and ran to a victory in this game. So thanks for watching, guys. We got some little bit something different, I think, coming up in the next game. So look forward to that. Later days.